Hello students, welcome to Sai Niketan online biology classes. This is the sixth day of same chapter, that is human reproduction. In last class we studied about the gametogenesis, in which only spermatogenesis we covered. Here gametogenesis means that is the formation of either sperm or the ova in the respective gonad, means formation of the gamete in the gonad only. Gametes are haploid one, so gonads are the specific structure where the gametogenesis occurs. The male case, it is called as the spermatogenesis. In female one, it is called the oogenesis. So today we are going to cover the same topic under the gametogenesis, that is the oogenesis. Yes. So oogenesis. So it is a female counterpart. So just two class before one, we covered about the structure of ovary. So just try to recollect this one. Yeah. After that, we will go to the oogenesis. Oogenesis means that is nothing but the formation, development and maturation of ovum in ovary is called as oogenesis. So otherwise simply the formation of the ovum into the ovary is called as a oogenesis. Here the formation means the ovum is formed, development means for the development and differentiation take place, ultimately maturation take place where the different follicles are developed, where the primary oocyte turn into secondary oocyte. So complete the formation, development and the maturation of the ovum in ovary is called the oogenesis. So this is the sectional view of the ovary. Yes. So in that one we already covered that one, the ovary, when you take the section, so the outermost covering is the cortex, central one is the medulla. So outside germinal epithelium is there. Yes. So just below that one tunica albuginea present, and the central part is called the stroma, which is divided into outer cortex, central medulla. Yes. So this germinal epithelium so will produce the large number of oogonia during the fetal life only. Yes, during the fetal life only, large number of oogonias are produced. These are the nothing but the oogonia. So these are the oogonia. So during the fetal life, millions of oogonia present in this one, but it is in the form of egg tube of flugger. It is in the form of cord only. At the tip of that cord, egg nest is there. Some of the oogonia will degenerate. Yes, means the process will begin when the female fetus is about 25 week old only. Yes, so during the development only, the some of the cell of the egg nest, they became mature and they turn into they surrounded by the follicular cell and they turn into primary follicle. So this is a primary follicle. Primary follicle. So the primordial follicle. This is a primordial follicle. Yes. So the oogonia surrounded by the follicular cell. So this is called the primordial follicle. Now these surrounding cell undergo division and they produce the multi-layer surrounding this oogonia only. So now this is a primary oocyte. Primary, why means, so here only meiosis process start, but the meiosis process will not complete. So this is the primary oocyte. So from here, this point on only meiosis start on. So this second structure is a primary follicle. Primary follicle means, so primary follicle. So same primary oocyte surrounded by the large number of follicular cells. Now these cells are called as a granulosa cell. The surrounding cells are called as a granulosa cell. Now these granulosa cells secrete some fluid, liquor follicle one. So due to the accumulation of the fluid, here small cavities are created in this one. Here. So now this structure is transformed into the secondary follicle. So this is a secondary follicle. Still in this one, the primary oocyte is there. Now here in this structure only, surrounding that primary oocyte, thick zona pellucida layer take place here. So zona pellucida layer develop. So gradually the size increases. The secondary follicle develop into tertiary follicle, the mature follicle, otherwise Graafian follicle. This structure is called as a tertiary follicle, or Graafian follicle, or vesicular follicle. So this is a mature follicle one. Yes, this complete the development maturation of the follicles can take. So major confusion means you get confused with the follicles and the oocyte. So inside this follicle, primary oocyte is there. From here onwards, the meiosis, which is start during the fetal life, finishes. So exactly on the 14th day of the menstrual cycle, we are going to cover. So the Graafian follicle rupture, the secondary oocyte release one. So this is a tertiary follicle with secondary oocyte. This central cell is the secondary oocyte. This secondary oocyte is released one. This is nothing but the ruptured Graafian follicle. Yes. So now this structure is a ruptured Graafian follicle. The secondary oocyte ready to fertilize. This enter into the fallopian tube or the ovidum. So this Graafian follicle gradually turn into the carpus luteum. Here, due to the deposition of the yellow color pigment fluid, the lutein, this turn into carpus luteum. Carpus luteum means based on the fertilization or absence of fertilization, this carpus luteum will remain. Otherwise, it degenerate to carpus albicanus. Yes, if the fertilization will not occur, the same structure will degenerate, that turn into carpus albicanus, and it will degenerate. So the further development we will cover in the menstrual cycle also. So these are the follicle. This is the secondary oocyte. Secondary oocyte. Now, this is brief introduction of the ovary. The same process we are going to cover in the oogenesis. What happened? So oogenesis occur in ovary. So it start during fetal life only and stops somewhere and again restarts. Yes, restarts after attaining puberty. After attaining puberty. Now try to understand this main point only. So oogenesis start during the fetal life, during the almost 25 years of the fetal life, female fetal life only. So it stops somewhere and again it restart after attaining the puberty. Here, so similar means it is almost similar but show the great difference. Clear? So now oogenesis schematic diagram I will draw. So these are the oogonia cell. This is a little bit smaller only. So this is a oogonia. These are the oogonia. Yes. So these are diploid one. Yes. So it start at the fetal life. Fetal life only. Yes. This oogonia undergo the repeated mitotic division and produce large number of oogonia. So this process is multiplication. So this is a mitotic division. So these are all oogonia only. So this is nothing but mitosis and differentiation. This is mitosis and differentiation. Yes. So this mitosis and differentiation occur during the fetal life only. So it produces large number of oogonia. During the fetal life, each ovary contains millions of oogonia. Clear? Millions of oogonia produced. Out of that one, some will degenerate, but no extra oogonia is added after the birth also. So these are the oogonia. Clear? So out of that one, some will undergo next phase. So this oogonia will enlarges and turn into primary oocyte. Now this is called as a primary oocyte, not primary follicle. This is a primary oocyte which is present inside here. Clear? So this is a primary oocyte. This primary oocyte is also diploid. So this is also diploid one. So oogonia is also diploid. Primary oocyte is also diploid. Still fetal life is continuing. Clear? So this is a fetal life only. Yes? So what happens? So the initial phase, this is called the multiplication phase, where the repeated mitotic division occurs, large number of oogonia are produced. In fetal ovary only, millions of oogonia is present. Out of that one, some of the oogonia will mature into primary oocyte. Means, so when the egg tube of Fluger is produced, so at the tip of that cord structure, the egg nest is there. Out of that one of the oogonia will mature into primary oocyte. That is surrounded by the follicular cell. This is called the primordial follicle. The primordial follicle will turn into primary follicle. The only surrounding cell undergo division. This primary oocyte will remain as it is. Clear? So now this primary oocyte undergo meiosis during the fetal life only. The meiosis started. The meiosis start, but it will not complete. This meiosis process stops somewhere between the packeting and diakinesis of prophase 1 of meiosis 1. So primary oocyte undergo meiosis, yes, and stops in diakinesis of prophase 1 of meiosis 1. This is the main. The meiosis process starts here. So, but it stops somewhere in packeting or the diakinesis of prophase 1 of meiosis 1. Yes. So, this is the beginning of meiosis, but it will not complete. Clear? So, till that one, so meiosis start, fetal life finishes. So, fetal life finishes here. Yes. Till that one, birth of the female child occur. Yes. Then childhood also complete. Then she attained the puberty. The puberty came here. Now till that one, this is a primary oocyte which is stopped in the prophase 1 only. This is a primary oocyte surrounding that one. Follicle cell develop and gradually turn into primary follicle, secondary follicle, yes, tertiary follicle also. So meiosis is still in the top condition. When they attain the puberty and when they start the first menstrual cycle, means reproductive phase only, this meiosis finishes. Yes, but this first reductional division is unequal. One cell is a very small and other cell is a very large, means little bit smaller one. So this is little bit larger one and this cell is little bit this one. The first meiotic division is reductional division. So means it contains 2n of chromosome, means 46. So here also 46 chromosomes are there. Here also 46 chromosomes are there. Yes. This is a meiosis 1. This is meiosis 1, which is stopped near the diakinesis. Again it restarts. After this one, this is a larger one, is called as secondary oocyte, and the smaller cell is called as a first polar body. So this is secondary oocyte secondary oocyte, and this one is a first polar body. Yes. Now this meiosis is started and stopped somewhere near the prophase here, but complete just before the ovulation. Yes. What is ovulation? Ovulation means this process, rupturing of the Graafian follicle and releasing of the secondary oocyte, means somewhere here. So this is secondary oocyte with the primary follicle. This is a tertiary follicle with secondary oocyte. Here only meiosis occur during the after attaining the puberty only. Now this Graafian follicle including the secondary oocyte, this structure. Clear? So just before the ovulation, so secondary oocyte form, then secondary oocyte is released. Means first phase of oogenesis, that is nothing but the multiplication phase, is similar which is seen in the spermatogenesis. It is same, large number of oogonia produced. Clear? But some of the oogonia undergo growth phase. Here only again drastic changes occur. When you take the growth phase in the oogenesis and growth phase of the spermatogenesis, so here large number of component will resynthesize. That's why size increase, dramatic increase occurs. In some organism, the deposition of yolk also occurs, vitalogenesis occurs. That primary oocyte is a little bit larger. So this phase is a growth phase. This is a multiplication phase. This is a growth phase. After that one, this is a maturation phase. Yes, growth phase is little bit prolonged one. It is a little bit longer. Maturation phases also show the difference. The first meiosis is occur. Clear? Now this secondary oocyte enter into the fallopian tube. So it enter into the infundibulum due to the action of fimbriae. Now enter into the fallopian tube. It come near the ampulla isthmus junction. Yes. If during that phase only, so just before the ovulation, if copulation occur or the coitus occur, then the sperm is present in the fallopian tube. If fertilization occur, clear, then process is different. If sperms are not present, then the case is different. Suppose if think that in fallopian tube sperms are there, then the sperm will enter into this secondary oocyte. Yes. Now this secondary oocyte, after completing the first meiosis one, enter into meiosis 2. Yes, second meiotic division. So it enter into meiosis 2 and stops in metaphase 2. Clear? So here it enter meiosis 2 but stops in metaphase 2. The meiosis 2 will not complete immediately. It will stop somewhere in the metaphase 2. The meiosis 1 is stopped in the prophase 1, specifically diakinesis or paqueting. Meiosis 2 stops in the metaphase. Clear? So if sperm enter into this secondary oocyte in ampulla isthmus junction, if sperm enters, now then the metaphase stops, anaphase begins. Clear? Immediately this secondary oocyte undergo one more division, produced second polar body and ootid. So this is a ootid and this is second polar body. This is a second polar body. So this is a ootid. Now means maturation phase where the reduction division is there, means meiosis is there. It is a very slow manner. It will not complete immediately. The meiosis start at the time of fetal life only, but it stop in the stop means it will not continue till they attain the puberty one. Clear? After attaining puberty, again meiosis 2 again stop. So it all depends on the entry of the sperm into the secondary oocyte. If the sperm enter, then only second means metaphase. If sperm enters, meiosis finishes. Clear? So both process depend on something. So meiosis 1 complete just before the ovulation, which is started at the fetal life. Meiosis 2 finishes just after the entry of sperm, which is also staggered manner. So this is about the phase of maturation. So everything occurs only after the attainment of puberty. Yes, this primary oocyte is diploid one. Now the secondary oocyte is haploid, means 23 chromosomes are there. And second meiosis is again equational division, which is almost similar to the mitosis. This oocyte is again haploid, which contain 23 chromosomes. Yes, so this oocyte will not undergo any further transformation. For example, when you take the spermatogenesis, spermatid is produced. Clear? That spermatid undergo transformation, that is nothing but the spermiogenesis. Transformation of the spherical, simple spermatid into the special tadpole-like structure, the spermatozoa, that is called the spermiogenesis. Here such transformation or the differentiation is not there. So this oocyte is ready to undergo fertilization. This oocyte is a completely mature one. So this is about the oogenesis. Yes. So only difference is, now try to understand what is the difference between the spermatogenesis and oogenesis. So spermatogenesis is like this one. So this is a oogonia. It undergo repeated mitotic division and produce large number of oogonia. Yes. Out of that one will undergo growth phase and turn into primary oocyte. Primary oocyte divided into secondary oocyte. Secondary oocyte divided into spermatids. These are haploid one. Spermatids develop into spermatozoa. Like this figure you have drawn here. So initial phase is the multiplication phase, is same here. So, but this spermatogenesis begin only after puberty. This first phase is also start after the puberty only. So this multiplication start at the puberty, but here it start at the fetal life. That is a major difference. Clear? So first multiplication is same. This is a diploid. So this is a spermatogonia. These are also spermatogonia. Out of that one will develop, that is a primary spermatocyte. This is a primary oocyte. So here the growth phase is little bit prolonged one. Here no drastic changes occur. Only size will marginally increase. But here size increase in the larger scale. Here in some organism the deposition of yolk also takes place. That's why vitalogenesis occur. So growth phase is little bit show the dramatic changes. So this is a primary spermatocyte. Now the further division is totally different. Here meiosis begins and immediately it finishes. Meiosis 1, reduction division produces secondary spermatocyte. Secondary spermatocyte immediately undergoes second meiotic division, produces spermatid. Means meiosis will not stop anywhere. The meiosis once starts, it will finish. And each primary spermatocyte produces 4 spermatids. And all 4 spermatids turn into spermatozoa. The rate of production is maximum here. Clear? But in this case, the meiosis first start in the fetal life only, but it stop in the diakinesis of prophase 1 of meiosis 1, but completes just before the ovulation. Yes, and this division is equal. Both the secondary spermatocytes are equal size, but this division is a unequal. One is the first polar body, another is the secondary side. So large amount of cytoplasma will come here. This will contain only nucleus and small amount of cytoplasm. Why means formation of first polar body show that it means it remove the 23 chromosome from this body one. Attainment of the haploidy. Yeah. So secondary oocyte again enter to second meiosis. Again it stops somewhere in the metaphase. But here the meiosis 2 is again continuous one. Again it produce the two primary spermatocytes are there. That will produce 4 spermatocytes. But here again the division is unequal. Again oocyte is produced and second polar body is produced. So the fate of the second polar body we don't know exactly. In some case it undergo division and produce totally 3 polar body and 1 oocyte. But in this case all are the spermatids which turn into spermatozoa. So here spermiogenesis is there. Here such process is totally absent. Here, so this is about the oogenesis. Clear? So this complete process takes in the cortical region, means in male case it start at puberty and it continue till their death. Even at the older age also spermatogenesis occur. Clear? Every day the human male produce 10 raised to 9 to 10 raised to 10 number of spermatozoa. Means here millions of spermatozoa produced in the testis. Here, in this case the fetal life means, now take the number. At the time of birth millions of oogonia is there, millions of oogonia. Here, so still they are present as it is only. Here, out of that one, after the birth some of the oogonia degenerate. Yes, degenerate only at the time of birth. So 60,000 to 80,000 oogonias are present only in the ovary. 60,000 to 80,000. Yes, 80,000 oogonia is present. But out of that one, after attaining the birth, so at puberty, out of that one, only puberty means when the menstrual cycle starts. From that point onwards up to the end of reproductive phase, means up to the menopause. Out of that one, only 400 to 450 oogonia mature, and that will produce the oocyte one. Out of 60,000 to 80,000, only 400 to 450 oogonia matures. Means maturation means they undergo meiosis and produce the oocyte. Remaining will remain as it is. Means in oogenesis on the alternate basis. 1 month this ovary will produce one ovum. In second month another ovary will produce another ovum. So like this one alternate manner the reproductive phase is there. When take in female case the reproductive phase means it is studied in the form of the menstrual cycle. Clear? Where the ovum or the oocyte is released, means produced only after the second, means ovulation one. So this is about the oogenesis. It shows great difference between compared to this spermatogenesis. Now we are going to cover the structure of this secondary oocyte or the oocyte, which is released and enter into the fallopian tube. So after spermatogenesis we cover the structure of sperm. Yes. So when you compare the sperm one, sperm is almost 50 to 60 micrometer length. It is divided to head and tail. At the top of head, the acrosome is there and condensed nucleus is present. So both is covered by the plasma membrane. Just behind the head, neck is present where the proximal centriole and distal centriole is present. Just behind that one, middle piece is present where the complex structure is central axon is present, surrounded by the accessory fibers and surrounded by the again mitochondria, which is present in the form of the Nebenker. Yes. So the middle piece again continuing to the tail piece, which is again 30 to 40 micrometer length one. The first part is called the principal tail and the last part is the end tail. Yes. The spermatozoa structure is totally different. It is a tadpole-like active motile structure. This structure we covered. Now we are going to cover the structure of oocyte or the ovum. Clear? So Now I will draw the figure. Again, we will compare the sperm structure and the ovum structure. Clear? Just yes, students. Now the next topic is the structure of ovum. Actually, it is a secondary oocyte only. This figure. Clear? So in last class we covered the structure of Graafian follicle. Can you remember? So Graafian follicle structure means it is a completely mature tertiary follicle. So outside it is covered by the theca externa, then theca interna. The theca externa is a fibrous layer, theca interna is a cellular layer. Just below that one, the follicular cells are present. This is a granulosa, membrana granulosa. Yes. So this will produce the liquid one, liquor follicle. Due to that one, the fluid filled cavity is present. That is called the antrum cavity. This is present in the tertiary follicle only. Clear? So this is the antrum cavity. So in that antrum cavity, again the granulosa cells are there. In the center of that one, secondary oocyte is there. This is the secondary oocyte. So here, these cells are called the discus proligerus. Clear? And this connection is called the cumulus oophorus. And this complete structure is center of the antrum cavity. And just below this membrana granulosa, discus proligerus only, zona pellucida is there. And when it undergo rupture, means when the Graafian follicle rupture, everything which is present in the central part release one, and only this ruptured Graafian follicle is present one. This is the secondary oocyte. That is nothing but this one. Clear? So this in detail structure means when you compare this one. So this is the secondary oocyte actually. Clear? So this structure means it is occur after just first meiosis, means just before the ovulation first meiosis occur. Yes. After first meiosis, one polar body is there and secondary oocyte is there. So this is a polar body and this is the secondary oocyte. This is a larger one, this is a smaller one. Clear? But in this one, so this second polar body, clear? This secondary oocyte. So the outer, the central part is called the ooplasma. Yes, this is the ooplasma, and this surrounded by the plasma membrane, that is called the oolemma. This is called as a plasma membrane or oolemma, and this oolemma enclose ooplasma or cytoplasm. Clear? The outer side in that one, the cortical granules are there. Dotted structures are nothing but the cortical granules. These are cortical granules. Yes, which play very important role during the fertilization. So this is the secondary oocyte. This small structure is nothing but the polar body. Polar body, which is a product of first meiosis, polar body and secondary oocyte. So this secondary oocyte immediately undergo second meiosis. Clear? So in that one, it is very the nucleolus is there and the nucleus is there, but it undergo meiosis one and stops in the metaphase stage. That's why the nucleus is little bit not visible one. The chromosomes are visible. So these are in the equatorial plate and which is held by the central fiber. Clear? So this is in the metaphase stage. If nucleus is present, that is in the diffused form one. Yes, that is called the germinal vesicle. The nucleus of this ovum or the secondary oocyte is called as a germinal vesicle. Usually it is in the metaphase stage only. Means this is chromosomes which are in the separated just after the metaphase only. So this is a nucleus one. Clear? Now this is a secondary oocyte surrounded by the plasma membrane, and inside that one membrane means plasma is there and the cortical granules are there. Out of this one, this blue color thick structure, this is called as the zona pellucida, which is a glycoprotein in nature. So it is made up of glycoprotein, glycoprotein. So zona pellucida show the compatibility with the chromosomal membrane. So on that zona pallida, some proteins are there. So ZP2, ZP3, it is usually called as a fertilizing one. Zona pellucida play a very important role in the compatibility of this ovum with the sperm. So this is a zona pellucida. In between this one, the plasma membrane and zona pellucida, the space is there. This is called the perivitelline space. This space is called the perivitelline space. In this space only the second body, the polar body is there. Yeah. So this is a polar body. Yes. So outside the zona pellucida, this zona pellucida, these cells are called as a corona radiata. Yes, these are nothing but the follicular cell which are present surrounding this one. So this is the structure of ovum. Actually, it is the structure of secondary oocyte. So means the ovum only inside the secondary oocyte is there, polar body is there, surrounded by the zona pellucida and the corona radiata. So when you compare the sperm structure is, this is the acrosome, yes, this is a nucleus, and these are the centriole, and it is completely surrounded by the plasma membrane. So this is the plasma membrane, this is a neck, and this is a middle piece, yes, and this is a tail. Yes, so this is a sperm one. So in the center, the mitochondria are present, which are arranged in the form of Nebenker. Center of this one, again, the axonic, axial filament origin from the distal centriole and extend in the tail region till the end. This is a sperm. When you compare this one, here large amount of cytoplasma is there, or the ooplasma. Yes, second polar body is there, surrounded by the plasma membrane, perivitelline space, zona pellucida, corona radiata. Here, this is a complex structure. Size is almost a little bit larger. So when you compare this one, it is almost 50 to 60 micrometer. Head, neck, middle piece, and tail. Here, very small amount of cytoplasma is there. When you compare the nucleus of this one, the nucleus of this is called as a germinal vesicle. Germinal vesicle. Here nucleus is highly condensed, highly packed one. The nucleus is totally packed one. Here nucleus is a diffuse state. Even the nucleolus is also diffuse state. The acrosome is present. This plays a very important role in the penetration into the sperm one. Middle piece contain mitochondria. Here such organelles are not clearly visible. The mitochondria arranged in the form of Nebenker. The Golgi body turn into acrosome. So mitochondria will provide the energy for the motility. The large tail is there. Clear? When you compare the complete process of spermatogenesis, oogenesis, and the structure of sperm and structure of ovum, show great difference is there. Yes. So this is about the structure of ovum. So slight comparison I done this one. So when you compare the complete spermatogenesis, oogenesis, I will tell the difference. Spermatogenesis occur inside the seminiferous tubule and complete within the seminiferous tubule only. Yes, but oogenesis and spermatogenesis begin at the puberty. Oogenesis start at the fetal life, started in the ovary, clear, but completes inside the fallopian tube. The fallopian tube, clear. So the multiplication phase, growth phase, and maturation phase occur at the different places. The multiplication phase and the meiosis start at the ovary. Second meiotic division occur inside the fallopian tube. Yes. In spermatogenesis, every primary spermatocyte produce 4 spermatids. Yes. Every primary spermatocyte produced, this is a primary spermatocyte, this is a secondary spermatocyte, these are the 4 spermatids. Means every primary spermatocyte produce 4 spermatids. Here primary oocyte produce only 1 otid. Yes, in this case the growth phase is not show dramatic changes. Here growth phase is very very dramatic and accumulation of large amount of material take place. In this case, meiosis is faster manner. So once it start, it finishes. It will not stop anywhere. But in this case, meiosis starts at the fetal life only, but stop in diakinesis of prophase of meiosis 1 and complete just before the ovulation. Here meiosis 2 also is show the rapid manner. So but here meiosis starts, stop at the metaphase stage, completed just after the entry of sperm. Yes, when you compare the sperm structure and the ovum structure, it is a tadpole-like structure. Acrosome is there, which is nothing but the Golgi body. Nucleus is highly condensed. Mitochondria spirally arranged, which is called the Nebenkel, and the large tail is there. The ovum is a large structure where the ooplasma contain almost all the organelle. Mitochondria means Golgi body, everything is there, but in the diffuse manner. Nucleus is called as a germinal vesicle. It is covered by the plasma membrane, perivital space, zona pellucida, and corona radiata. So this is a very very large. Clear? So this is about the oogenesis and comparison with the spermatogenesis. The next class is we are going to cover the menstrual cycle in detailed manner. So again we will meet in the next video. Till then, take care. Goodbye.